Hello everyone and welcome back to another great episode of Jazzy Jeff's Trading Card Review Series. Today's episode is 106. And once again, oh boy, I'm breaking it out. There it is. The third giant Marvel card that I'm bringing up once again. And this is the last of them. Thank goodness for those that don't like these episodes. I feel like sometimes the superhero stuff is like hit or miss, and I'm not calling out anybody in particular. I just, over the years of releasing, various trading cards, the superhero ones just don't do great, and I don't know. Maybe it's just everybody's really sick of them. But either way, I appreciate all of you checking out all of these episodes. And, let me get a little more serious now so I can see what I'm looking at, see what I'm talking about. But yes, welcome to today's episode. Thanks for checking it out. This is the 95 Flair Marvel Annual, and I am lucky enough to have this advertisement for this set that came out, obviously, in 95. And once again, this was sort of more of the expanded Marvel universe now, not just Spider-Man's universe. So you're going to start to see some of the X-Men, like Storm, or, why did I forget his name? Sabretooth. I'm actually not familiar with her, Shalom, so there's somebody new that I just learned about. Of course, Namor, and look at that, Hobgoblin got put on another one of these. I absolutely love the Hobgoblin, and it's so cool that he's always popping up on these, advertisement cards. But yeah, this was huge. We're kind of going back to that metal card look, but with the crazy, look of the cards from the last video. And what you get, I feel like, is sort of a hybrid, which is why this is the set of cards that I'm showing you, for the third time, part 3. These are kind of like the best of, 1 + 2 = these craziness cards. Now, unfortunately, I only have 4 actual cards from the 95 series. So, I'll obviously show you all of those really quickly. But finally, Frank Castle, the Punisher, looking a little bit more normal, a little bit more natural there. Here we have the Mandarin. He's another character I'm not super familiar with. So we're going to start to see some more, like I said, expanded universe stuff, which is really nice. A great Demo Goblin here. I absolutely love the Demon Goblin, or Demogoblin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but great character. Another character that I'm surprised hasn't been in a movie. And then, of course, we have Iceman. You cannot forget about good old Iceman. So, going back once again to the previous episodes, if you guys remember, I was talking about thickness, thick cards, and the thick stock. Well, this is as thick as they get. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but I mean, these cards are thick. And when you hold a stack of them together, they look ridiculous. Look how thick these cards are. Trading cards are never normally this thick. And I throw this under that just some wacky, ridiculous gimmick, that they would do with these cards in the 90s. And it's just, to get maybe people to buy them or collect more or whatever. But, it starts to screw with, certain things, depending on if you're trying to put them in bags, or if you're, depending on how you take care of your cards. And when you start messing with the thickness of them, it makes it difficult for collectors to properly store them and organize them and stuff like that. So it's very, very bizarre, but I do like that, that they're like harder and thicker, so they're not going to break as easily, but if they do break, it's like very noticeable because of how thick it is. Whereas some cards are so thin, if they bend a little, they kind of don't look as messed up, and you can tell even from the corners of this, it starts to fray. It looks like a flower after a while, So some nerdy stuff. You guys can fast forward through all this. All right, as always, same rules always apply. I'm not going to show you every single card here. Believe me, you guys would be sleeping by the end of the video. I'm just going to show you just a couple, that I threw on the top that were the best of the best, but then I will show them all, at the end of the video. You'll see a nice shot of all of them. So, first up, I want to do a special shout out to Retro Rook. Of course, whenever he shows cards, I don't know how this guy does it, but he's always pulling out the what is this called again? The collector card, or like the checklist card, I guess. But it lets you know all of the cards in the set. So if back in the day before the internet, you would need this so that you could follow along and make sure every time that you buy a new pack that you organize your cards and you can keep track of what you have and don't have. So that's actually really cool. And and one other little caveat is these cards are from the 94 season. This was the 95 season. Somehow I managed to get a whole lot of the 94, but only a couple of the 95. So it is what it is. But it's the only difference is the year. So, in case anybody is really interested. Okay, so let's just move along. So I've talked about Galactus many times, and I'm a huge fan of Galactus. And once again, just to kind of highlight, these cards are a lot more shinier looking. They're a lot more detailed looking. Definitely very nice artists. For sure, had worked on this series. I'm sure if I look at that card, I'll take a look at that card one more time at the end of the video just to see if I recognize any names. Of course, the infamous wedding between Spider-Man and Mary Jane. It's always a great one. By the way, shout out to Britannia. I know there hasn't been as many burps on the show, but I'm trying, brother. Hobgoblin, of course. I know I've shown this before, or I've at least talked about it, or at least posted about it, but this is definitely one of my higher-end favorite cards. Obviously, I have that comic book that it's referencing. There you go. There's some burps for you. I can't believe people are asking for more burps. I really do appreciate it. I think it's hilarious. So thank you. Here we go. I've talked about this before, the 2099 universe. Here we got Incredible Hulk 2099. How do you make Hulk fun and interesting again? How about Hulk in the future? I think that's kind of neat. And he's all mutated. Sign me up. I'll check it out. All right, let's see here. These are always fun to show. I feel like you don't ever see that character enough. But the... wow, totally escaped my mind. But the gigantic robots that hunt mutants, Sentinels, damn, my mind's gone today. But yes, you rarely ever see the Sentinels. At least I feel like I don't. This is pretty cool. This is worth showing. So we got a couple X-Men there. Got some Bishop action, Wolverine, Storm, and of course Cyclops. That's like almost 90s cartoon-esque right there. That's really awesome. A lot of these cards really seem to kind of reminisce the times for sure of like what these characters looked like. Like that's what Cletus Cassidy, excuse me, my tongue's tied tonight. That's what he looked like on the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. That was really awesome. Here we go. Daredevil mourning the death of Elektra. That's like an incredible card right there. That's really cool. I feel like you just don't really see this kind of stuff anymore. You just don't really see this crazy artwork. Oh, here we go. Morbius. Apparently there's supposed to be some new Morbius movie coming out, but there you go. There's some Morbius action. Oh, we got to show this. Venom the Madness? Oh, hell yeah. Who remembers that comic book line from the 90s? I do. Oh, of course I got to show Spider Demon. Man, we're going to be here all day, folks. Holy cow. All right, here we go. I'll jump ahead a little more. I gotta give. I love it. I love the transformation ones. These are just some of my favorites. This set is just so incredible. Whether or not you're tired of superhero stuff, you gotta admit, it's just the artwork is incredible. Here we have the Hulk with a bunch of, like, ammunition and bullets. Like, as if he's not already threatening enough, let's just give him a bazooka and, like, a bunch of stuff. Oh, man. Here's an incredible shot of Frank Castle as the Punisher there. Boom. In the rain. Oh, I love it. So cool. I really love how they play around with these cards for sure. And then we'll end that stack right there with some Carnage. Of course, I got to show you some Professor X. And then this next card will really make you laugh because I never even heard of this character before. I'm guessing it's X-Men related, mutant related, but her name is Boom Boom. So there's Boom Boom. And I did a terrible job showing off the females in this episode for sure, but there's some great ones. There's Rogue. Oh, here we go. I knew there was an Elektra in there somewhere, and then I think you saw the Mary Jane card already, but of course they had to put MJ in a bikini. All right, so that is the 94 Flair Marvel Annual, and then yeah, unfortunately, they don't have names of any of the artists on the back of the cards. But there you go. There you go, folks. This was, the end of, the big Marvel boom of cards that I wanted to show off. So the episode after this, essentially, is just going to be leftovers. So if you're still interested in one more video where I talk about the remaining Spider-Man cards and Marvel cards, check out the next episode. But then after that, I'm done with superheroes. But once again, I just want to do a special thanks. I feel like I always forget. Thank you to everybody for all the comments. I've been getting a lot more comments. Thank you for all of the likes. I've been seeing a lot more likes, a lot more thumbs. I'm still getting a thumbs down. That cracks me up so much. But whatever you want to bring to the channel, I just, want to give you guys positivity. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for subscribing. And thanks for listening to my tongue twisters as I try to speak. Have a great rest of your day, night, whatever. Jazzy out.